quick rundown. I messed myself up because I ate super healthy for super long and then suddenly started binging on burgers and pizza.
Being stabbed again in the fucking gut. I can't fucking believe it. I can't fucking believe it.
And my body couldn't handle it. I got really sick, but I didn't know what was happening to me and went through 3 months of hell. Extreme levels of pain that are just indescribable. I never called an ambulance though. I never went to the hospital. I saw a couple of doctors, but I didn't get the proper scans. So I never actually knew what was happening. I thought I had Crohn's disease. And anyway, I got over this and I got healthy just through letting my body heal itself in time. Took a long time, but I felt great afterwards. I was feeling amazing. Had tons of energy. But then I started binging on junk food again and went back into the pain. But not as bad this time, because the 3 months prior was extremely bad. This time it was just bad. But I called an ambulance for the pain relief mostly, just because I was fed up with this cycle of pain, but not because I thought I needed a hospital because I was going to die. When I got there, they told me I had a stomach perforation, so that I let them do the CT scan with the contrast dye, which is what I didn't do last time. And so they said I've got a stomach perforation or it's called a gastrointestinal perforation. If I don't get emergency surgery, I'm probably going to die. The mortality rate is up to 40% with the surgery. And the earlier you treat it, the more chance you have of surviving, they told me. I had already been going through this for months. So to me, they sounded crazy. I was like, dude, I'm going to be better if I just wait maybe 12 hours and the pain will go away, and then start eating healthy and you'll feel good. The next day I'm better. I'm at the beach. And I just realized, guys, that day at the beach was 41 degrees, which is so weird because I did not feel a thing. I mean, it just felt fine. I was just comfortable, which is strange because when I'm ill, even a little bit of heat just makes me super uncomfortable. And this day at the beach, I'm like, not even feeling the heat. Yeah, guys, I'm better. Well, it seems I'm better. And I'm also able to eat what I want now. Because remember I keep saying food is what did this. I still strongly believe that. But I also kept saying I can't touch, certain food, it's going to mess me up. Not even the case anymore. So I'm not only am I cured, but I can eat what I want now. Right? And it might sound weird. Why can you eat what you want if food is what caused it? And I'm going to explain. When I said I'm going to make a video explaining it all, it's going to make sense, trust me. Good thing is I can eat what I want, no problem. I'm putting on like a kilo a day as well. I was very skinny. In the hospital, I was 48 kilos, can you believe? And I wasn't eating the whole time prior to that, you know what I mean? It's funny, isn't it? Because I got to the hospital and then I got better. So it's like they fixed me, but I rejected all their treatments. Right? I didn't get any surgery. I didn't get anything. I just laid in their bed and that's it, basically. And also, one of the things they told me when I tried to explain to them that all I need to do is eat well and I'll get better, it was a female surgeon, and she said, it doesn't matter what I eat, I'm going to feel the pain. That kind of annoyed me because I knew she was wrong. But it turns out I was wrong too, because not only because I thought I had to eat well to avoid the pain, but it turns out I don't even. Having said this though, I'm not going to just start eating junk food from now on, even though I could. It'll probably just kill me slowly now, because now that I'm better, junk food can't get me like that. It's not going to put me in the hospital overnight. But it can still kill you over a period of 20 years, can't it? You get a heart attack. Atherosclerosis is the biggest killer in the whole world. And that's caused by junk food, basically. And not only that, it saps your energy like nothing else. Because I've been eating a fair bit of junk food, actually, since I got out of the hospital. kind of an experiment. Just I was like, it just surprises me. And the other day I binged. I was like eating heaps of chips and bread, and then Krispy Kreme donuts, and then chips again. It was like savory, sour, savory. I just went crazy. Still had no pain in my guts, which is just amazing. But I had no energy. I was like a drug addict, just laying in bed all day, like no motivation at all. And I hated it. I realized, wow, that's why I don't eat junk food. And that's what caused this in the first place, guys. Like, I'll give you a little bit of a background on how a food did this to me. It's because I used to eat super healthy for so long. Basically 2 years of super clean, super strict eating, not touching a single piece of junk food. And then I went from that to binging on pizzas basically overnight. Like so suddenly, and my body just couldn't handle it. And I noticed it. This actually really started back in June of last year. But it was like, that's when it first began. And I didn't notice until about September. That's when I was like bedridden with a hole in my stomach, you know, like dying basically. And now though, I can eat junk food. The reason is because I've done it kind of gradually. Like while I've been sick, I've just been eating, you know, the kind of foods that I used to avoid, just here and there. You know, like even while I've been sick, I'll eat some bread, and I notice it's really bad for me in that state. In that state, I basically should never eat anything but fruit. But I was anyway, you know, just here and there, and then slowly more and more. And now I can handle it. Now I'm not like in a vulnerable state where a Big Mac can put me in the morgue. I'm vegan anyway, so I don't eat Big Macs. Like, yeah, I don't even like meat. I don't like the thought of it. I was thinking about eating some the other day, but then I was like, nah, I just don't want it. You know, it was only when I was in that junk food binging mode that I started thinking about eating meat. Kind of had a taste for it. I was like, yeah, I'll put a bit of salami on my pizza, you know, looks good. But then something stopped me. I was like, nah, you don't even want it. Like, just get a veggie pizza. It tastes just as good. What was the point? And then, so I didn't have it. I was about to, though. Now, though, I wouldn't even think about it. Like, now that I'm thinking of eating healthy, nah, I don't even have any desire. So, yeah, it's good. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited because I feel good even eating junk food, right? While I've been sick, if I ate junk food, it would either destroy me or just, like, semi-destroy me, you know? And now it's got nothing on me. I'm, like, back to normal, and I'm gonna eat healthy, so I'm just gonna feel excellent. I'm looking forward to this new lease on life that I've been given. It's kind of a good thing. Like, I went through hell, but it's given me a new lease on life that I wouldn't take back. Like, if someone said you could go a new path, you know, go back in time and have this never happen, I'd probably just say no, because yeah, it's crazy. And I want to give a massive shout out to me UC on my EUC, who helped me tremendously while I was sick. And he also gave me a bit of crap for eating junk food. But it's interesting now, isn't it, me UC on my EUC, because now I can eat junk food. So it's not even going to be a worry. But I'm not going to still. Because I've always been of the mindset of eating as healthy as possible. For so many reasons. And yeah, that's about it regarding that for now. I'm still going to do that video explaining everything and what is the key. I still haven't revealed that, have I? Because I found the key. If this were to happen again, this crazy hole in my stomach, I can resolve it much faster than what I did, and without surgery, of course. Because the doctors believe with this kind of condition, surgery is basically the only option they provide. Other than that, nothing. Like, just wait, you know. And that almost was my answer. My answer was basically wait. Like, you know, I just laid on the ground for 3 months screaming, and I got better. But I would still rather do that over surgery. You know what? Because if you have this kind of surgery, you're going to be recovering for 3 months. And you still won't be the same even after 3 months. I've read heaps of accounts of people that have had this surgery, and some of them are never the same. Even after a year, they're talking about how they're getting used to their new life and stuff like that. It's a big surgery. So even 3 months of screaming on the ground, to me, is better than that surgery. But like I said, next time, if this were to happen again, it's not going to be 3 months. It's going to be a few minutes, like I said, maybe an hour of extreme pain, and I'll be better within a week. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I won't have to go through hell, and I'm going to recover much, much faster than the 3 months that it took. And I'll explain why. Like, some of you may be thinking, how the fuck, how do you do that? How are you going to do that? When the doctors can't do it, they have to do surgery. Why can you fix it so easily? And it will make sense when I do that video. And it always amazes me how well this wheel handles the sand. Because, this is the beach. Most cars coming out here are big 4-wheel drives with chunky tires. And this one-wheeled device just blitzes it on the beach. I don't know if you saw before, but when I passed those 4-wheel drives, I sped off away from them and they tried to keep up. And when they're trying to go as fast as me on the sand, they're like weaving left and right, trying to find the best terrain. I reckon they could go faster, if they really put the foot down, but it's sketchy, And this Sherman just blitzes it in a straight line on the sand like it's nothing. It's crazy. And this tire, it's got like 10,000 kilometers on it. I haven't changed the tire since I bought this Sherman. This is the Sherman Max. And it's bold as hell. Like, not hell bold, but it's very bold. I'm going to change it probably. I still ride it on the street. It's not completely bold, but think about it. 10,000 kilometers on one tire. How often does a car change their tires, So it's time to change this tire, but it still handles this sand like nothing, Imagine with a new tire. It's an amazing machine. I love it. And I haven't mentioned it, but I'm really keen on getting a Sherman S because of the suspension, the build quality, and most of all, the high pedals. It's got very high pedals, so you can do sharp corners. It'll be good for like drifting and stuff like that. And I really want to get it, but one thing I've realized now is that, and just consider I only weigh 50 kilos basically. I weigh more now. Like when I was in hospital, I was like, just before that, when I was in my worst, I was around 48 kilos. I was so underweight. That's one thing they were really worried about actually. But since I got better, I've been putting on I put on 2 kilos in 24 hours at the start, and then I'm putting on like a kilo a day. So yeah, who knows what I'm going to end up weighing, but at the moment I'm still very light, and I find my OG Sherman to be perfect. The max weighs like 38 kilos, right? And the OG weighs I think 35, so it's only 3 kilos less. But the other day I noticed it, and that's my green Sherman, by the way, in case you haven't seen that. I've painted the bars and the handle green, and it looks heaps good. It looks better than my newer Sherman Max, but it weighs 3 kilos less, and I really noticed it the other day. I took it for a ride and I was like, damn, I love this thing. It reminded me of my Kingsong 16X. It just felt super duper nimble, and I was like, whoa, this is different to the Sherman Max, and it's only 3 kilos less. It's not much less, but it just feels so different. And it got me to thinking that if I get the Sherman S, that weighs 6 kilos more than the Max, right? The Max is 38, the Sherman S is 44. So I'm going to find it to be much less nimble. The advantage though is it's got high pedals, which is what you need to do sharp corners. You need high pedals. So I want that for the nimble factor. But because it weighs more, who knows what it's going to feel like. I'm still going to get it though. But it weighs almost as much as me. Like, imagine I got down to 48 kilos when I was in my sickest. and the Sherman S weighs 44. That's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, I'm getting heavier now. Don't worry, guys. What I'm saying though is that yeah, I really loved that Sherman OG feeling, that lightweightness. It just felt perfect. It just turns so nicely, and it feels like there's no weight to it. Literally, I felt like this thing is like air, because you know it's still a heavy unit, but with an EUC or anything like that, a motorbike, it may be heavy, but once you get moving, the weight kind of disappears, right? It doesn't completely disappear though, but in this case it felt like it did. It felt like those 3 kilos was all that's left. Do you know what I mean? So I get on my Sherman Max and the weight disappears almost, you know, as you get moving, but it's still there, right? And now 3 kilos less and there's nothing to it. It's like I'm riding on a cloud. And consider that my Sherman OG has a very wobbly tire that's super wobbly at about from 40 to 50 kilometers an hour. It wobbles like hell, and then if you go faster, if you can manage to go faster than 50 on this thing, it smooths out. And I used to find it a struggle to do that, like getting through those wobbles used to feel sketchy to me. I was like, damn, this thing's, you know, it's like riding a bull. And then it smooths out though after 60, and it's like, yeah, I'm on the fast lane now. But now I don't even care about those wobbles. I'm riding this thing and I'm just like, it feels perfect. Even through all those wobbles, I get to 60, no worries. It's like, yeah, it feels different to me now than before this illness. Because I didn't ride for so long. And it's kind of seems like I've got a new perspective on things. I mean, I do. I've got a new perspective on, I said I've got a new lease on life. But things feel different too now. Like, things that used to make me uncomfortable, like those wobbles, now just feels, I don't even feel it, to be honest. Maybe it's because I went through so much pain for so many months that a little wobble is like imperceptible now. Maybe, huh? But yeah, it's good, guys. It's been good.